Good day. Frank again, hanging out with what I think is kind of the best all-arounder as far as Toyota trucks go. I love the 80s trucks, they're great. Newer trucks, they're very good. And sorry for some bad lighting here, bear with me, making it work. But I think these are kind of the sweet spot when it comes to Toyota trucks. The first generation Toyota Tundra. This is a 2001 SR5 4x4 V8. I don't remember, do they call this access cab? I think in Toyota parlance. It's got 130,000 miles on it. California truck. And it's in pretty darn good shape. There's some cosmetic bits and bobs on the exterior we'll take a peek at. But mechanically, seems like it's been really well cared for. Drives really well. The interior is excellent. So, yeah, let's poke around it. Sorry for noises. There's like beeping. It's randomly gotten windy, which killed one of my strobes, which I'm not happy about. I just flushed about $400 down the toilet, but that's a me problem. Less of a me problem is this truck. So kind of poking around it, little scuff on the bumper. I think a lot of that seems like it'll come off with some good polish. There are some marks on this bumper. Small dent here, a couple of small dents there. Those ones aren't coming off with polish. Those are just dents. Same here. Real shallow one with a little scrape there. Otherwise, there's some rock chips on the hood. Paint overall is pretty good. I'd say it's a little flat on the hood, on the roof. Clear coat isn't failing, but again, I think maybe a really good polish will bring some of that back, because it's got a little bit of a eggshell finish. Still presents really well, just being picky as I tend to be. A little dent here, and there's another one right here, real small guy. Couple of rock chips. There does have a few on the windshield. Nothing big, no big fish eyes or anything, but little one there. Couple of little pits. I'm assuming this is the original windshield. Yeah, it is. Toyota PPG Pittsburgh plate glass. So that is the original. A little bit of moisture in this cornering lamp. It's not all full of water. It did rain overnight. I had this car, or I should say I had this truck parked at my house overnight because I was going to shoot this yesterday, and then it rained. So it was out collecting rainwater. I don't see any on this side. What else? Tires. They're in good shape. These are, what are these? Michelin LTX AT2s. Looking for a year. I think that's the date code, and I can't read that guy, so I don't know what that one is. You know, on really close inspection, looks like there's just starting to be the start of some dry rotting here. So I am a stickler for tires. I would probably change those out sooner than later. They drove okay. I drove it on the freeway here. I will say it looks like these struts have just been done, so that's good. And that upper ball joint looks really good too. I know that's kind of a thing on these trucks, is the ball joints are kind of a known thing you got to look after and keep serviced and replaced. So that one looks pretty new. Let's check out this side. Yeah, that one looks pretty good too. Yeah, look at that. Looks like they did the spring too. They probably did a quick strut up here, but all that hardware looks very new. And it drives great, so I'm not at all surprised by that. Back to the cosmetic bits, which in my opinion on a truck like this, less important than the mechanics. I did notice there's some light scratching at the bottom of this door. kind of stopped before you get to the back door, which is a little weird. But, you know, maybe it went down a trail and got a little bit close to some manzanita or some kind of shrubbery. Roof looks good. A little damage here. Not really dented, just scratched through the paint. Really minor dent here with some scuffing. Little mark there. Although, yeah, that guy's wiping away. It does have some minor scratches and stuff. There's whatever's going on the edge of this bed here. Typical truck stuff, right? Like minor scratches. Big long one here. There's a lot of that. I did notice, looks like there was a dent here once upon a time that somebody hammered out. Somebody tried to do their best PDR impression. It's actually not too bad, but absolutely noticeable when you're within, you know, half a dozen feet or so. Back bumper's pretty good, pretty straight. Didn't see any major dings to it. Little scuff there. A little bit of damage on the step plate. Tailgate's gotten some use. High point here. I don't know. It's funny, I see stuff like this and it makes me wonder if it had some kind of cover on it, but I don't see any other signs of there being a camper shell. Usually you'll have like a ring around the cab. So I don't know what that's from. Maybe a tarp? Crack here. You know, not full of water. I don't see any moisture in there with the rain yesterday. If there was water getting in, I would expect to see some, but looks like it's merely a crack. Pretty it. Minor ding here. Barely pick it up. Now, I'm being really picky on the exterior here. On the interior, there are a couple of chips on the paint on this fender. I did find what I think were all the VIN numbers. It's got one on each bolt-on panel, and it looks like I was able to find them all. Something like this. And yeah, that upper hinge can be lubed up. We'll get to that. But as I was saying before, the interior's held up extremely well. 130,000 mile truck, which, you know, just getting started, or whatever you want to say about Toyotas. But genuinely, yeah, just not a lot of miles for one of these. I did see, in addition to some complimentary pennies, something got spilt in here once upon a time. It's almost like a glue, maybe that some Gorilla Glue or some other large Great Ape glue, I'm not sure. And it does fold up as intended. Love me a good bench seat. Let's start it up, go through the motions, check everything out. It does have a somebody added on this trailer brake, which is good. This brake controller. I did see it's got the 7-pin connector in the rear. I accidentally had the cargo light on. Start it up. $130,460 is the mileage. And yeah, we've got turn signals, headlights, high beams. It does have fogs, they do work. Mirror, left, right, up, down, hold A, B, and start. We've got auto down on the driver's window. Not auto anything on the passenger side, but it goes up and down. That's the good people at Toyota intended. HVAC, I haven't tried AC yet, so we're gonna do this in real time. Stereo. Oh boy. Rage Against the Machine. Becoming more relevant nowadays. Yeah, AC, nice and cold. High, medium, low, that all works. When we take it for a quick drive, we will try the high and low. Yeah, blend door. Yep, hear that guy clicking around, so it's blending. We got a compass. We got a home for your garage door opener. Let's look in the back seat. Power locks, those work. Pop the hood too. Love that big old aperture. Getting in and out quite easy. Very, very nice cloth out back here. Really shows no wear. Headliner, good shape. That looks killer. Let's look under the hood. We'll hop over to the passenger side and we'll go for a spin. One of Toyota's greatest hits, the 2UZ FE. Looks like it's in good shape. You can tell this thing's been maintained. Valve cover, I don't see, it doesn't look like it's been leaking at all, ever. Those coils look pretty fresh. Same with on this side. It does show that the timing belt service has been done. I don't know who did that, but I suppose we can try and track that down via the Carfax. Now it does show it was done 10,000 miles ago in 2013, so it hasn't been driven a whole lot last handful of years. Probably why it ultimately got donated, but I don't see anything to show that this thing is any of the typical sitting for a long time not getting used issues. I mean, I don't see any signs of any oil seepage or oil seals drying out. The brake fluid looks absolutely perfect and new. It's got a fairly fresh battery in it, you know, 6-month-old battery. Power steering pump. I don't see any signs of leakage there. Just really seems like a solid truck. And importantly on these, the underbody seems really good too. There's no rust. You know, these were subject to frame recalls in a lot of states because of corrosion. And then even the replaced ones are now rotted out. And so if you're in California, you see these a lot. You know, Pac Northwest, desert states, anywhere else, they're all kind of gone. But just looking at the frame, looks great, which is typical for trucks out here. So why don't we do this? Why don't we, we were gonna open this up, weren't we? And then we'll go for a drive. Why don't we do that? Let's get behind the wheel, go for a drive in the Tundra, and okay, let's drive the Tundra. Okay, go. truck drives really well. Couple of things I do want to note. First off, the compass up here showing the ambient air temp, it says 54 degrees and it's probably 74 degrees. So that is not to be trusted. I don't know if that's a temp sensor or what, and that's about as minor of a thing as one can find, but note that. Otherwise, let's test out the four-wheel drive. I don't remember how that works on this. It's got instructions here, but I don't want to bore you by just reading the instructions. I think if it's like most four-wheel drive systems, so I'm in drive right now. If I go to neutral, and let's go 4 high. Okay, it clicked, I heard a click. I think I'm in 4 high. If I want 4 low, okay, it's an orange light. Oh, and it says 4 low on the dash. And that is most definitely 4 low. Here, pawing at the dirt here. Okay, so that works. Neutral. Okay, I believe that's 2-wheel drive. Oh, maybe 4 high. It's blinking 4 high. Put it in the drive. Go forward. Clunk. Ah, okay. And now it's in 2-wheel drive, which is what I was trying to do. And if I want 4 high, I click it in again. I'm not even in neutral this time, it just went right into 4 high. Running out of gravel, so I'll back up. And yeah, that looks like it's in 4 high. Yep. Well, boy, that was easy. And then 2-wheel drive again, click the button, done. Easy. I guess I don't even have to put it in neutral. So that is the Tundra. I think these are excellent trucks. Especially out here in California where the frames don't rot out of them like they do in the lion's share of North America here. So if you want a nice California first generation Tundra with, you know, all the stuff you want and maybe not all the bells and whistles, but 4-wheel drive, V8, extra cab, this is it. So thanks for tagging along. Bid often, bid early. Check out the link in the description below if you want to go see the auction. Yeah, we'll see what it does. Thank you, friends.